So what was the essential genesis of putting together the fund?
The genesis was a bizarre phone call. I think like a little over 3 years ago. My my like I used to work at TT Games. He worked on like Lego games. I worked before Lego games, but and I decided post COVID to leave because um, I got to the point in my career where I was like, if I don't do something different now, I'll never do it, and that's not a really good job. And then like bizarrely, my John, who I used to be my boss at TT, just phoned up and was like, look, I kind of want to do something new. Like, do you want to do something new? I was like, sure. What are you thinking? I think just went, I reached out to Funko and like, they want to make a game. I was like, I'm in. Because I'm a big Funko Pop out. So that was where like it started. But obviously there's myself, John and Paul, literally a cardboard box and a Zoom call. Um, and so we had no team. We didn't have NBC Universal as a partner yet. Um, we had Funko on board, and that was it. So yeah, we then had to go on that journey of like, how do we build a team? So I think we built a small team, like to prototype things of people we'd work with, like really, really like the best of the best, or like, what we consider to be the best of the best, and then set about this crazy journey of delivering a game, which we knew had to be like a big splash, because where we've done games in the past as Lego games, you're kind of building on existing foundations. You know, we've done 2005 Star Wars, and then everything you do is like there is something to build on. This is like there was nothing. We had to create a unique voice. Like we know there's Funko fans, we know there are people that love Funko, we know there's people that maybe don't. That's fine. But we had to find that voice. What does a Funko Pop look like digitally? Like how do they move? Like, do they have mouths? Do they speak? Do they not speak? Do they like? We had so much exploration work to do, and then we also had to like find a partner. And luckily, you know, we'd work with John and Bill and the rest of the team at Universal on integrations on Lego Dimensions and Jurassic. So those guys trusted us, and they have amazing IP. Like and it's cool. So that was the genesis. Um, and yeah, fast forward 3 and a bit years, we've now got an amazing team back in the UK of, I think we're up to about 92 people, which is extraordinary growth in 3 years. And a game that is literally being finished right now in the UK. Yeah, as you'll see, seen from the trailers, from the footage, it's a real thing. It's like, yes, like,
Oh, I was excited when I first got this. Like, they got that, they got that. That's going.
yeah,
Yeah, that's going to be so cool, but all together.
yeah.
But how do you like out of all the IPs that come in, like their fingers, how do you guys like pare that down to one the
That was those were the early days, right, John? Where so we we were like who we're going to partner with for game one, and obviously settled on NBC Universal, knowing their raft of IP, and that was literally like I remember you sent me a spreadsheet of just like, here's what we got, like what do you want to do, and then obviously having conversations around like what do we think is going to be cool stuff. Like we know that people love Jurassic World dinosaurs. We know that people have like that that place in the heart for things like Jaws. You know, Jaws is 50 next year. It's like, unbelievable. It blew my mind when I like realized it hurts. Well, yeah, no, exactly. It's like, like I'm also 50 next year, and I'm like, wow, like where did all that go? And so you look through everything they've got. I remember watching Battlestar Galactica, like the classic series when I was young, my uncle and stuff. And so you're looking at all these great sort of like things that they've got, but then they also have things like Megan or No, um, things that are like kind of more like cult classics. And it's like we can look and go, we're going to give everything its own oxygen. Um, so yeah, I think that process was great creatively. Um, but also we're also thinking in the back of our mind, like we have to draw lines because we know this game has to be made in a certain time frame. Like, and so we had to make sure, right, we were this many IP, and then we were putting like so many sci-fi, making sure each genre was like covered and everything else. And
sure.
yeah, Like,
We were hoping that they would. Just kept more. You kept pushing IPs on them, but yeah, it's it was a process. There's a couple on the cutting room floor that hurt a lot of people.
Like which ones? Not talking about it.
what we're probably better talking about the ones that we didn't originally know we were going to sort out, but just because obviously, like John and the NBC Universal team were having those conversations with filmmakers and with those important decision makers. Obviously, like they'll talk to each other and find out, and so then that's how the monkey paw thing happened, right? And so they then come to us going like, yeah, the monkey paw guys, like they're really excited about putting Nope in the game, and we're like, oh, wow, really? Because like that wouldn't be something we'd initially maybe think about putting in the game. So that allows us to then go, cool, we'll do that, and then it's like then we just keep asking John for more. So, but yeah, I think we have a really really strong lineup. Yes, in there, and it's almost like we have a perfect mix, and then it's just got that little sprinkle on top where we complemented it with Invincible, because Skybound are our partners on a publishing perspective in retail publishing. We'd be remiss not to like then go, well, kind of, it's like we're working with you anyway. How about Marco Omniman? Like, yeah. So yeah, and that's really great. It just really adds.
There's easy momentum on our side when she says this IP holders. It's just what they've done in the past, and the Funko, which they all have partnerships with, and then Arthur saying, "Here's what you can do in the game. Here's what kind of mechanics the systems we're going to create." It's just everybody. I think on the filmmaker stakeholder side, we're just super excited. And like to your point, people came out to us and said, "Hey, we want to be part of this. It seems like an event. It really is an event. It's a celebration, sure, of pop culture."
Yes.
We're excited for people. Well, we're excited today. We leave for people to finally see it because, well, like we were saying earlier, all those stakeholders had to keep a secret as well as we did for many months, years.
Yeah.
The fact that they did is pretty impressive.
That's true. Yeah.
Everything seems to leak.
That's I was surprised to find out Shaun of the Dead was their own thing in there, and then like there was even the thing down here that heavily promote that down here to send you.
Yeah. And again, you look at that, like that Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. Like Hot Fuzz is one of my favorite movies. I love everything about that, and like I'm a big Simon Pegg fan. I love space, but like I just love that kind of stuff. Those things have never been in games, and you look at it and go, why? Because from a storytelling narrative perspective, there's so many great things you can do, and obviously Hot Fuzz is in the game, and so you have the whole supermarket section, and like Michael's like, oh, and like running around, and like you've got the neighborhood watch, and you're trying to figure out whose stuff's there, and you've got Skinner, and like to be able to do that is like, this is so cool, because it's things you know and love. And then Shaun of the Dead, like you say, 20 years old. I'm just 20 years old. Like, where's the time gone? Because that movie stands up like now.
Yeah.
You rewatch it and go, classic movie, like iconic. And when we've dug into some of that stuff and gone, right, how do we, like, to the section like with the records, or throwing records at the zombies in the garden. It's such a cool moment. So we ended up creating Ed's range weapon is a box of records, and it's 5 records. To be able to sort of like add little nods and a thing. Yeah, Sean's running around with a cricket bat, but yeah, Ed has the record launcher and a spade as well. It's some funny stuff. And then you add in like the cinematics. And for me, the moment of Shaun of the Dead that I love the most is David like meeting his demise at the end, because he's an idiot, right?
Lovable character.
Yeah. But like all the way through, you're like rooting for him to get it. And then finally at the end he does. It's like, right, we have to put that in the game. We have to see a Funko Pop Blizzard of David game ripped to torn limb for limb, while everyone else is just having a nice salt.
One thing I saw during the development of this game in my 30 years I've never seen is like, to your point, you have everybody has a favorite movie. So that people would fill the gaps of like, if Jaws is like my favorite movie, that person had a voice to make Jaws. So it's like everybody had their favorite moments. Everybody contributed in different ways, which I've never seen before. Because it's not like one common IP that says we're going to make this IP the entire game. It's everybody's favorite thing. Is they all take Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz or Jaws or Back to Jason's a big fan of Back to the Future, and so their fandom would come through and push Arthur's design team to hit it all cylinders. I've never seen that before, because it's just everybody had a voice.
But it's also really funny. I've had to, because half of our team are young, because like we brought a lot of kind of new talent into the industry. So having to sort of sit with them and go, right, this is Knight Rider. This is Michael Knight from like, and he works with Knight Industries, and yes, the car talks to him, and they're like, It's Knight Rider. I'm like, right, okay, let's go on a trip. So you sit down and go, right, it's Knight Rider. While we're here, like, I'll show you the Street Hawk and like Automan and like, Blue Thunder, Airwolf, and like, obviously they're not in the game,
Yeah.
but like, these are the things we grew up on, and you take it for granted. You have no idea. Like Xena, who's Xena? All right, okay, we'll go on another journey. But then they take me on a journey, and it's like so something that I really wasn't that aware of because I missed that generational thing. It's Five Nights at Freddy's. So for me, I'm like, oh, we've got Five Nights in the game, and I'm like, where do I start? And then luckily, Harry was like, I'm the Five Nights guy. Like I know everything. I'm like, cool, educate me. And so it kind of works both ways. And yeah, to be able to, I think that's what this game almost is going to do for people as well. They're going to learn about IP they maybe didn't know about just by playing it and having those fun interactions.
We do feel old though, because when you say Knight Rider, I tell my kids the car talks. Like, yeah, our car talks to us. Yeah. You're like, well, when I saw it back in the day, cars didn't talk to you.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal.
Yeah, the only talking was like when I took it to get like some kind of repair work.
Exactly.
And it's like, wow, that's not.
Now it's saying
talking.
it's a turn.
Yeah.
And the Hoff being such a big influence in our youth.
Yeah, there's and those are some really nice touches in the game of like it's that wealth, that sort of like depth, and being able to just retell stories. Like I love the Jaws level. I
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, the IP spanned 50 years. The IP, like we every decade, 70s, 70s.
Yeah.
It's crazy.